About a month ago, Diapers Please, a game made for Bracky's Game Jam, was stolen, published on the App Store, and made thousands for the thief. Crazy, right?
Yes, it is.
In just a few minutes, a basic script kiddie can unpack your game and extract every texture, script, and sound file. But here's the good news: Godot offers a way to encrypt your game during export that can keep most thieves out. In this video, let's see how easy it is to recover project files from an unencrypted game. Then, we will encrypt the same game and test if the protection actually works. Let's first export an unencrypted Godot game. This is a game I made in my previous video. Now, to recover the entire project from just the exe file, I will use a tool called Godot Tools, which is freely available on GitHub. This tool can do a lot, but for now, we are focused on recovering a project. Just select Recover Project, pick the exe file, and boom, the tool lists all the files and folders from my project in the same structure. All a thief has to do now is click extract and they will have access to everything. All the assets I used, all the code I wrote, literally the entire project. As you can see, the tool successfully recovered the project. At this point, someone can open it in Godot, browse through everything, make changes, and even export the game to a different platform to sell it as their own. Pretty scary when you realize how quickly and easily someone can take away something you have poured months of your life into. Okay, not to panic. Here's the good part. You can encrypt your games. Make it much harder for anyone to steal your files. Remember the indie team whose game was stolen? Not only did they fight to get it taken down from the App Store, but they also posted a detailed step-by-step tutorial on how to protect your Godot game with encryption. So, let's follow that and encrypt our game to see how well it holds up. To encrypt your game, you need to do two things. First, compile a custom Godot export template with encryption enabled. Then, use that export template when exporting your game. Sounds simple enough, right? The very first step is to download the Godot source code. You can do this using the git clone command if Git is installed in your computer, or just visit the Godot GitHub repository and download it manually. Next, you will need a C++ compiler. I recommend MinGW, which is much smaller than something like Visual Studio. I already have MinGW installed, so I will skip this step. You will also need Python. I have it already installed, but if you don't, head over to the Python website, download the latest version, install it, and restart your PC before continuing. After that, install the scons package using this command, pip install scons. Now, we need an encryption key. If you have OpenSSL installed, great. You can use this command in your terminal to generate an encryption key. If not, there are online generators you can use, or you can run these PowerShell commands to generate one. Now, if I list all the files, I will also see godot.gd file, which contains our encryption key that was generated using the PowerShell commands. If you want to, you can view the key using the cat command. The next step is to set our encryption key as an environment variable using this command, so that when building the Godot export template, compiler can use that encryption key. However, this command doesn't work in PowerShell. We need to use this command instead. env script AES256 encryption key equals the key value. Now, if I access the encryption key variable, we will see our encryption key. Now, let's compile the export template. Run this command inside the downloaded Godot source folder. This will take some time, around 15 to 20 minutes. So in the meantime, go do some push-ups. Once it's completed, we will get our export templates in the build folder. In the same way, you can compile the web export templates too by following these steps. Now, let's open up Godot. This time, while exporting our game for Windows, in the custom template section, select the Windows template we compiled from the source. Then, in filters to include files and folders, enter *** to include all files and folders. Next, in the encryption key section, enter your encryption key. Finally, click on Export Project, uncheck the Export with Debug option and export your game. After that, to check if our game is encrypted or not, we can try to recover the project like we did earlier. But as you can see, when I try to recover the encrypted project, I get an error saying the encryption key is incorrect. The project cannot be recovered without the correct key. Nice. Without the right key, no project files. But, and this is a big but, when you run the game, It also needs the encryption key to decrypt and access files. That means the encryption key is actually bundled inside the exe file. So, with reverse engineering skills, someone can find it. If we look at Godot's source code, here's where the encryption key is used. Just above that is an error message string. That string will also be stored in the exe file, and right below it, the actual encryption key is accessed. Now, using a reverse engineering tool like Ghidra, a skilled person can search for that string in the exe, locate the surrounding function, and eventually find a variable that holds the key. For example, in this function, these hex values BB, C1, 84, etc. are the encryption key. Once they have the key, a thief can just paste it into Godot.re tools and extract the entire project without errors. So, is Godot encryption worth it? Yes and no. Godot encryption isn't bulletproof, but it does add a solid layer of protection. Most casual thieves won't bother with reverse engineering. It's like putting a lock on your front door. A burglar with heavy duty tools might get in, but your average crook will just move on to an easier target. At the end of the day, encryption helps keep out over 90% of the folks who'd otherwise rip you off. And if nothing else, it shows you care about your game. What do you think? Have you tried encrypting your games? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And I will see you in the next one. Till then, take care.